Rahim. Today lecture is on science subject, the syllabus which is meant for Cadet Colleges Entry Tests preparation. And today we are discussing about continuity of life, how this life is to be continued after generation. This chapter is very important. Normally, objective, subjective questions are selected from this portion of the science. And do remember, this chapter is very important. All the students are advised to go through this chapter thoroughly and understand the mechanism of heredity and how inheritance takes place, how these characters are transferred from parents to offsprings, how offsprings resemble to their parents, what is the concept of sex cells mean, the reproductive cells, what is their function, what are the somatic cells, what is the difference between somatic and reproductive cells, what is the gene, chromosomes, nucleus, nucleolus. So these are all the terms. You are to remember and understand these terms very clearly. No doubt, class 7 level is not as much higher as compared to matric students or the FSC students. Matric and FSC students have more clarity about this chapter particularly. It's very important chapter. Its all terms are very important and needs to focus on these terms. And just for passing entry test, it is only necessary and mandatory that you are to comprehend these terms, quote and cram in the mind, and give the answers as per requirement in the paper. So this is the only requirement, and if you go through this chapter very clearly and you prepare it fully, I think will not be difficult for you to give answers in the paper. So I would try to explain certain terms in Urdu also for Urdu medium students so that they may prepare themselves as per their own requirement, because they understand these terms in Urdu. Though these terms are named in English also in the Urdu medium books, but as far as their mode of instruction is concerned, because those teachers normally convey instructions and deliver lecture in Urdu, so they have developed the habit of understanding these terms in Urdu. So I would try my best to translate the things in Urdu also, but it is better for all the students, they are to understand these things in direct method, that is English into English, so that they can easily understand the environment of cadet colleges and may mix with them very easily. So starting from continuity of life. Continuity of life, my dear students, all the living things, either those are animals or human beings or plants, they all continue their generation after generation. They transfer and transmit characters from parents to offsprings. Parents, we have mother and father, those are our parents, and we are their offsprings. So like this you can understand. So many things of the offsprings resemble with their parents, either with mother or father. Sometimes they get the exact copy of mother or father or both. Sometimes variation also takes place. Variation is the difference of the offsprings from their parental characters. Sometimes variation is there. So you are to remember the heredity, that is inheritance also, then this variation also. So heredity basically is concerned or is responsible for, or you can understand it deals with the transfer transference of the parental characters to the offsprings. मीन जो पेरेंट्स हैं, जो वालदैन हैं, उनके जो करेक्टर्स हैं, उनकी तमाम वो चीज़ें, करेक्टर मीन्स आपने अक्सर सुना होगा कि अक्सर हम बात कर रहे होते हैं कि यार ये जो बेबी है वो मेल है फीमेल है, उसकी तो आंखें बिल्कुल अपने फादर की तरह है, उसके जो हेयर हैं वो तो मामा की तरह हैं, या ये जो बेबी लायन है वो तो मेल की तरह ज़्यादा है, फीमेल से उसकी ये चीज़ मिलती है। इसी तरह घरों में कौ, बफेलो, गोट, इनके बेबीज हम देखते हैं तो अक्सर हम बात करते हैं यार इसका कलर तो बिल्कुल वो बकरी की तरह हो गया या बकरे की तरह हो गया। सो दिस इज़ व्हाट द करेक्टर्स बीइंग ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम पेरेंट्स टू ऑफस्प्रिंग्स। और ये जो पेरेंटल करेक्टर्स की ट्रांसफ़र है, ये जो ट्रांसफरेंस है पेरेंट्स से ऑफस्प्रिंग, यानी बच्चों, वालदैन से बच्चों में ये जो चीज़ें, जो करेक्टर्स मुंतकिल होते हैं, जो ट्रांसफ़र होते हैं, ये जो चीज़ है इसको इनहेरिटेंस कहते हैं या फिर हेरिडिटी का कहा जाता है। इसी तरह जो ब्रांच ऑफ बायोलॉजी दैट डील्स विद दिस इनहेरिटेंस और हेरिडिटी, उसको हम जेनेटिक्स कहते हैं। जेनेटिक इज द ब्रांच ऑफ बायोलॉजी विच डील्स विद द इनहेरिटेंस, मीन ट्रांसफर ऑफ पेरेंटल करेक्टर्स टू ऑफस्प्रिंग्स, यानी जो पेरेंट्स हैं उनके जो करेक्टर्स हैं तमाम, जैसे मैंने आई कलर, हेयर कलर, शेप, nose, height, all the things which you may observe apparently, or there are certain things hidden which appear later on in the next generation. बाज़ दफ़ा वो जो एक जनरेशन है उसमें वो चीज़ें कम अपीयर होती हैं, लेकिन उससे अगली जनरेशन में फिर वही जो फोर फादर्स होते हैं उनकी कुछ चीज़ें अपीयर हो रही होती हैं। तो इट इज़ ऑल द इनहेरिटेंस। सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट चैप्टर. Go through this chapter. I'm focusing on this again and again. Very important. It often happens that subjective and objective questions are taken from this chapter. So, uh, very important thing, we have two types of cells in the body, and particularly those living things which reproduce sexually. So we have the gametes. Gametes are the reproductive cells, and the rest of all cells are the somatic cells. Remember, each and every species, like the human being is one of the species. So each and every species has a specific number of chromosomes in them. That number can neither be changed. Changing the number means changing the species. It never happens. And these chromosomes always appear in pair. They always happen in pair. They always are present in a pear shape. And every chromosome has two parts. Those are the chromatids. Chromatids, both the chromatids are attached at the same center, that is centromere. And on the chromosomes are present the sites which are responsible for transferring characters from parents to offspring. Those are the genes. So genes are present on the linear length of the chromosome. Chromosomes are made up of DNA and protein. DNA is the deoxyribose nucleic acid. You can say these are genes are the short length of the DNA. So basically, these genes are responsible for transferring characters from parents to offsprings. Here, each and every information is stored, when these male and female gametes are the reproductive cells combine together, they form the zygote. So zygote develops into the new baby, and this zygote gets all the stored information in it. So these are the genes which are responsible. I'm not going into the complication or the full detail, or you can say the chemical composition of these things, because class 7th level is not the level like the FSC or BSc or the metric. So these students are only needed to learn the terms. So they are not advised to go through the composition of these things, because composition is never asked in the cadet colleges papers. So you have to only remember these terms and their definitions, and to some extent uh, their description or the detail, their function, their role, so that you can attempt the paper easily. We inshallah cover this chapter in the next lecture. So for today it is sufficient enough. You are to go through this chapter. Chapter is continuity of life. This chapter is from the science subject. It is meant for the cadet college syllabus that is needed to prepare for entrance test in the cadet colleges. So go through this chapter and be prepared and be ready for entry test if you want to get admission in any cadet colleges. So do prepare yourself for the entry test. Thank you to all. Assalamu alaikum.